Welcome to episode 248 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Greetings and salutations, my good friends.
Very official this morning.
Oh, yes. Always official.
Guess what?
What?
It's Sunday.
We're back.
We got show notes.
We do have show notes.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say 248 will be a real episode.
I think they're all real episodes.
Yeah. I mean, the Friday ones just don't work as well.
Yeah, I don't hold your same harbinger of doom attitude towards the Friday ones.
I hate Friday episodes. I don't even know that I love early Sunday morning as far as like a time of day.
Uh-huh.
But I do like the podcasts that take place early Sunday morning.
I like all the podcasts.
I just feel like I don't bring my A game on the Friday.
Because the good thing about the Friday nights is then I have my whole weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice.
You know, I can stay out as late as I want to, sleep in as early or as late as I want to. Maybe go out to breakfast on a Sunday. I can't really do that unless I wake up at 5 o'clock.
See, I don't sleep in. I don't like to go out. So those things don't influence me. And when I wake up Sunday, like my only thought's the podcast. See, Friday night I had work all day. I'm irritated. I was doing something else. Sunday, like my whole morning is nothing but just I got to do the podcast. So I think that my headspace is better on Sunday. We'll see. Let us know.
I guess we got to weigh it by songs. Is there better Friday songs or is there better Sunday songs?
I don't know what that means.
Because we know we got the Rebecca Black Friday, it's Friday, Friday, it's Friday. We have that one. What other Friday songs are there?
But there's a lot of weekend songs.
There's Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. That's a good song.
I'm not going to be able to think of any.
Friday. I'm sure there's a song from Friday, the movie.
Also, a cover image of last week's episode.
Yes.
Check that out on youtube.com/Gamestitch.
And Sunday has like Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, but I would count anything that pertained to the weekend.
As Sunday, you can.
Yep. Friday. So the weekend is Saturday, Sunday.
Not right, because you've got Saturday nights all right for fighting and Sunday morning coming down. So you can't. They're not all the weekend.
If it just says weekend, it's got to count. It's half a point.
What about the band Name the Weekend?
What about the guy that's the weekend?
Right.
All his stuff counts towards Sunday.
No, fuck that shit. I'm done with this conversation.
Sunday wins.
You don't understand how this works.
I'll give you another reason why Sunday wins: brunch.
You can brunch any day you want to.
No, but people don't. It's not even on the menu in most places except for Sunday.
I do it on Thursday.
You're just having breakfast. Just having a late breakfast,
nope,
sir.
It's brunch. Nope.
You're just having a late breakfast.
Nope, it's brunch at 10:30.
I hate to be the guy to tell you this. Yeah, you're just having a late breakfast.
I'm not doing that. Oh, it's only on Sunday bullshit. Because I live in America. I'm a grown man. As a matter of fact, I make my own and I call it brunch. You know what I have?
You can have breakfast anytime you want, but you can only have brunch on Sunday morning.
No, that's not true.
Late Sunday morning.
That's not true.
It's true.
It's wrong.
You playing any games this week?
Not a lot, but some. With winter coming up, there's a lot of outside stuff that needs to be done because we get real winter here. So that's what I've been doing a lot of the time after I get out of work, and then come 9:30, I'm just fucking tired because I've been pulling up trees or reattaching siding or keeping mice from coming in, whatever the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
So I didn't get a chance to play a whole lot. On Tuesday, I did download the new Rocket League stuff and play a couple of games.
Oh, man, they're sweet. The Fast and the Furious cars.
Yeah.
You've got the GTR and the Charger.
Oh, yeah, the GTI and the Charger.
Yeah, the GTR and the Charger.
And I like the Charger.
Oh, man, the Charger's awesome. It's also the first car in the game that has the flag up front.
Yes.
And I put the old Glory up front, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Got it painted blue with the black stripe or the white stripe on the back. It's awesome. That car is great. And I played several matches with it. I think it hits pretty well.
It's real similar to the Dominus.
Yeah, I think so. It feels that way.
Same hitboxes, I think.
So I love that car. I'm excited to use it more. I probably played 10 or 15 games in it, so definitely still learning it, but big fan of that.
And the only other thing I played is what you played as well. And we
Friday,
streamed it out.
October 13th. Also known as Friday the 13th, if you remove the October.
If you take the October out.
We played Friday the 13th, the game.
We did.
And we streamed it for you fine folks out there. And it was a lot of fun. I have no idea what I'm doing.
You'll get it. What you need to do is because you got on just in enough time for us to jump in and play. At the menu screen, if you scroll down to how to play, that helps. It tells you through what the different buttons do and all that. You can look at the controller mapping and see. So as you play more and have a little bit more time, and you're not rushed to get it live, you'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I wanted to go in totally blind. I saw the how to play tab, and I thought, nah, feels like cheating.
Not to be. I was considerably blind because I haven't played it since like April.
Mm-hmm.
And I only played like 4 or 5 games. Played it 4 or 5 times then. So there was a little bit of a curve for me too. But some of it came back to me, some of it didn't. I was like, I knew how to do this, but I don't know now.
I did. For those that did not get to watch live, youtube.com/Gamestitch. It's up there now under our stream section. I will tell you, I never escape as a counselor, but I did get a chance to be Jason. And I had a comment. Someone said, all you have to do is grab those people. And to me, my answer would be, I don't know how. If I knew how to grab them, I definitely would have, because that does seem helpful. I don't know how to grab. Which is why when you watch my Jason playthrough, you'll see several times, could have grabbed someone if I knew how.
But didn't.
Don't know how. Still don't know how. After the fact, I'm not any closer to being able to grab somebody.
Yeah, I escaped. I escaped when you were Jason.
Well, almost everyone did. Spoiler
You killed
alert,
one person?
I'm not a good Jason. I killed one person, and very early on in the play. Like, I killed that person in the first 30 seconds and then accomplished nothing for the next 8 minutes. I run by a lot of people. I give a couple high fives.
That's cool. Hey, making friends. Jason
There's a
needs
guy
friends.
in a tie-dye shirt that beats the shit out of me the whole time. Which I really appreciated. He wasn't even trying to escape, just trying to mess with me. Which is pissing me off. But I can see how that game's a lot of fun. Still kind of janky, though.
It's a little janky. When you have a lot of people on screen, kind of. Yeah.
I was surprised by that. I didn't expect... and like when Jason's getting you, like the animation's not starting correctly. And then all of a sudden it like snaps to and it was starting.
I didn't have that problem.
Yeah, maybe it's because I'm on a pro, but yeah, it had some issues.
Could be the pro.
Yeah. But it had some issues that I thought for a game that came out in March should have been fixed by October. And the whole reason I bought it is because the physical edition finally came out.
Right.
Came out at the right time, so I put my money where my mouth is, went and bought a copy of it. And I would actually like to play that again and maybe even stream it again.
Okay, I want to play it again too.
Once I learn how to play it.
If that's the first time I had a chance to play with a friend, and it made the experience 100 times better.
It's creepy. Like, when you're getting killed, it creeps me out.
Right. Well, because the other person's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah. I'm like, he's behind me. You're like, where? You're not even close to me. It doesn't even really matter.
Right.
But it just creeps you out because you're like, I'm next.
Right.
Even if you're not, you're like, I'm next. I'm always next. And that game does do a really good job with some of the creepy things it does. Just in the music kicking up for no reason, and the noise it makes when he morphs or fast travels or whatever that's called. And if he does it close to you, it skips like a VHS.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I like that.
Yeah, there's just a lot of cool vibes about that game. But yeah, just kind of janky. And hopefully they make even more money and they fix some of that stuff.
Now,
Could just be the pro.
I've heard that Dead by Daylight is similar. I think I need to watch the videos on that and see.
Now, I actually played a little Fortnite Battle Royale last night with Matt, who has both of those. And he says that's a better game. Dead by Daylight's a better game. but the same concept, but a better game. So
And it has
I don't
Michael
know.
Myers.
I'm not going to get both though.
No, I wouldn't either.
I feel like we can have some fun with this. We just have to get in. I have to learn how to play.
There's so much we have to do. We still have to play more Uncharted.
Yep.
There's so much more we still have to play.
I got to get back into Cuphead.
Oh yeah, Cuphead.
And did you play anything else? Because I got a doozy of a story. It's going to roll right into the news.
I did not.
Okay.
But
So
I did go watch Halloween last night and meet PJ Souls.
Oh yeah, so tell us about that, because my story rolls into the news, and after that, this train is just rolling.
It was awesome. So we show up there and it's like a con.
Oh yeah, a lot of people there.
There's a line. Yeah, it was sold out.
Okay.
But there's a line of people waiting to meet. So, and I took my nephew. He's 15. I told you.
You meet
that.
before or after?
Before.
Okay.
Movie starts at 8. Doors opened at 6.
Okay.
So we wait in line, me and my nephew. My nephew's 15, and I was wrong. He's never seen the original Halloween. He's only seen the Rob Zombie remake.
Good. I think that's better. I think going in blind was better.
So
You were against that, but I was for that.
Well, my fear was that because of how horror movies are today, it wouldn't be as enjoyable.
Right.
Because it's not spoon-fed to you like it is now.
Right.
Like, today they're made for ADD, kids with ADD.
Right.
The old slasher films and stuff, they're a little slower. But anyway, so we're in line and we're waiting. And it's just like being at a con. There's a combination of normal people and fucking freaks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Super fans.
Super fans. Super socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Just some regular people. And it's like just like watching one of those lines at a comic book convention. So anyway, we're in line and we're going. We finally get up there. I know. Pictures were free. She took pictures with you for free. So me and my nephew gets in there, and so PJ Souls says, "How old are you?" to my nephew, and he's like 15. And she's like, "Have you seen the movie before?" And he's like, "No, this is gonna be my first time." So she yells to the crowd. She goes, "A+ uncle right here, A+ uncle." So I raised my hands like, "Hey, I'm the motherfucking man. PJ Souls said so."
Did you tweet out the picture?
Yeah, it's tweeted.
I should have looked at that, huh?
I tweeted it out, and it's out on Facebook too.
Is it on your Twitter? Or is it on?
It's on mine, and I didn't tag any. I didn't tag anybody. In it.
I'm gonna go retweet it from the Gamestitch while we talk.
Okay,
I want people to see this.
So then we go in and we watch the movie, and after the movie's done, they do the question, the Q&A, and I didn't ask any questions. It was neat how they did it though, because everybody was still in the theater, and they just put a mic up front, 2 mics up front on either side of the aisle. Mm-hmm. He just went up and made a line, and so we're sitting there listening, and they, you get those dumb questions, like you always do at every question.
Oh yeah, we talked about it.
We talked about some of those, and then there was some really good questions, and one of them was how this all came about, because you think PJ Souls is visiting Rochester, New York for a meet and greet. What the fuck is this? How does this happen? There's a company here in Rochester called Fright Rags, and what they do is this guy has always been a horror fan, and every time he would look for like horror T-shirts or horror pins or horror hats, they never had any that fit his style. Well, he's a graphic artist, so he made his own. So he goes around to conventions and sells this stuff. Sells it. Also has an online store, and at the different horror conventions, just talking. Just ended up talking to her, and so that's how she came here for this. So that's pretty cool. This all started from a hometown deal.
Is that shirt she wearing? Is that one of his shirts?
Yes, it is. The one that says "Totally" on it.
Yeah, go check it out. I just retweeted it from at Gamestitch, so check that out.
Yeah. So
what was the name of the company?
It's Fright Rags.
FrightRags.com, do you know?
You can find them at FrightRags.com, but the name of the company is Fright Rags.
Okay. You should buy some shirts if you're into that.
And he was a super cool dude. Just talking about how it's 1981 on Halloween, him and his brothers and sisters went out and went to... afterwards, they went to, over to like their parents' friend's house with their parents, and his older brothers and sisters went and did their own thing, and he went through his candy, and when he was done, he was like, "Mom, I'm bored." And she said, "Oh, go watch TV." So he turned it on, and Halloween came on, and that's how his love for horror started. So he's always, because of that, Halloween is like his movie.
Yeah.
So actually, the print that we watched last night was a 35 millimeter print, an original 35 that was used in theaters 40 years ago.
That's super cool.
And it's his. He bought it. A collector had it for sale, and he purchased it.
That's pretty cool.
So, it was a really cool night. And my nephew liked the movie, which was the best part. He goes, "That was really good. I like how it set everything up, and then he just killed the people.
It's definitely a different vibe than, like you were saying, with horror movies nowadays. It's not the same. And I think they both have their place.
It does, but Halloween uses a lot of tension with camera work and lack of music, as opposed to just overloading your senses, which is kind of what we see now.
I think it's hard to do that now because of the attention spans, but I think they both have their place, and I think everything comes in full circle. We'll see it again.
Yeah. You'll see it again. But, that was my evening. It was super cool. I also got a signed picture of her. And I was going to be an asshole, but I decided not to. Because when she signed the picture, she asked, who do you want it signed to? Well, I told Matt about that, and Matt's been saying, he's dying a little bit inside every time he thinks about it, that I get to meet her and he doesn't. So I almost had her sign it to @goddammit, and then I was going to hold it up and have someone take a picture of it. But then I didn't, because I was like, no, because then I'm stuck with this picture that says "goddammit, Matt" on it forever.
What might have been better is if you had it right. Dan is better than "goddammit, Matt."
There we go.
And then send him a picture of it. So then it's always a reminder. Plus, you got your name on it too.
So I didn't. But that's what I was gonna do, and I was just gonna hold it up right next to my face, like, ah.
And then he would have been like, "Send that to me."
Right, and I went, "No,
because it's personalized."
So I did, so that was my evening last night. I've done nothing exciting this week other than that. Oh, I watched Baby Driver. Yes, I did.
I heard that's pretty okay.
It's fucking good.
That's what I've heard.
That might be one of my new favorite movies. I'm an Edgar Wright fan anyway.
Yeah.
Man, it's good.
All right, I'm going to roll into the last game I played, which then transitions to the news.
Sure.
So I decided to get some stuff for the Switch. I downloaded Stardew Valley and Golf Story. Everybody's going crazy about this Golf Story. I heard somebody say it's this year's Stardew Valley. I'm like, probably not, but I need to see. So I get in, and it's fucking incredible. It's not a golf game. Want to be clear on that. It's an RPG. You level up. There's a whole super story there. And there's tons of stuff to do that really aren't golf related. But you do play golf, but it looks like, top down, 16-bit style. Made by two guys. Really cool. Having a ton of fun with it. Played 13 hours of it in 3 days.
Wow. So
plugging along, having a lot of fun with it. And
yeah, I guess.
It's really, really good. If you have a Switch, you should buy Golf Story. Because it's worth the money. Now here's what happened. Now here's how we're going to transition to the news. 13 hours deep. Yesterday morning, I'm like, I need to play some Golf Story. First thought when I woke up, I need to play some Golf Story before I start my day. Let me Golf Story. Get it out, turn it on, load it up. It loads to where I saved it. Only my sprite, my character is super tiny, like a bug, microscopic. I'm like, well, this is weird. It's a game made by two guys. Sometimes you see a little jank in it. I'm like, it's weird. So I turn it off, load it back up. Super tiny. Okay, shut my Switch all the way down, load it back up. Turn it back on. Loads it. Super tiny. Can't interact with anybody. You can move, but you can run right outside of the walls. Like the hitboxes are all jacked up. I'm like, oh, this is. I don't know what's happening. So I pull my phone out. I type in Golf Story T, and Tiny Bug pops up right when I hit T, and I'm like, this is not good. This is going to be bad. So I click on it. First story's like, so there's this bug. It's game breaking. It makes you tiny right here, right where I'm at, of course. Right. And if you get it, there's no fix for it.
Oh, no.
You have to start the game over, 13 hours in. I'm like, what? No, it's not. This story's wrong. So I pull up another story, Polygon, and it says it's got an update. So, not the game, the story had an update to it. So I read it. The story's pretty similar to the first story I read. And it says, hey, they finally reached back out to us, and they're aware of the problem. It's addressed in the next patch, and that patch is in certification. Now, here's the weird in-between that I'm at right now. I don't know if it's going to fix it, or if it's just going to keep it from happening from now on.
Right.
And apparently, it doesn't happen for everyone at the same... I guess maybe you come back to this area, or maybe people just take longer, because some people are saying they're 20 hours in before they got it.
So it just depends on how long it takes them to get to that point.
I don't know. It could be that, or I don't know. And I say I'm 13 hours in. If I was to play it again, I could probably do everything I've done in 6 hours.
Right.
So I know what I'm doing now. The problem is, I don't want to do that. I want to keep playing on my character now.
But you don't know if you can.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because then you won't know until after the update to see.
Right.
So it's almost like gambling.
I could just go ahead and play again and get back to where I'm at, but what if it happens again?
Right.
I mean, I'll never play that game again if I start over and it happens.
Right.
And I want to be clear, it's not a knock on the game. The game is fantastic. The game is so super good. But you can't take 13 hours from me like that.
Right.
Especially multiple times.
It's a huge no-no. I just want to say that my nephew and I were talking last night, and he also was a fan of Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm. Stardew's so good.
He said it is a good game for when you are just... It's very relaxing for him.
If you don't want to think and you just want to get on... I like a routine in games, but not in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice for me to get on with something where I'm like, ooh, I got to harvest today, and then I've got to water tomorrow, and I've got to go do this, and it's somebody's birthday, I got to go give them... it's a Harvest Moon vibe. I like that. This Golf Story is a little more fast and loose with it. You can just at any point drop a ball and hit it, no matter what you're doing.
Huh.
You'd be like walking by a group of people, drop one, and just drive it into the crowd.
That's cool.
Bounce it off their head. Yeah. But there's also a lot of stuff like, hey, go here, find this, or go talk to this person, and they're like, oh, there are birds over here. Hit these birds with golf balls. There's a lot of stuff like that where it's golf related, but it's not really. And the golf is simple. It's just like everybody's golf. It's just the power meter.
Yeah.
So you start it, you power, you stop it.
I haven't played that in forever either. I got to get back into that.
Yeah, me too. So it's I don't know. I can't say enough about it other than it broke on me. It's fantastic. You should buy it. It broke. It might break for you.
I'm not buying it.
Well, I
do have a question that I want to ask you before we continue with the news, though.
Okay.
My wife and I are getting ready to do the "What do you want for Christmas" thing. Mm-hmm. Here's my question for you, knowing me: PSVR or Switch?
I don't know. Here's what I'll just tell you. For me, I don't play my VR a lot.
Okay.
But every time I play my VR, it's awesome.
Right.
I play my Switch a lot for short periods of time. You have to set the VR up. I don't imagine you're going to keep your headset hooked up all the time. So you have to...
Right, then you have to hook it up. Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Switch. The PSVR, I will definitely enjoy more. I mean, I've already seen some games that I like, fuck, that looks good. I want to play that. But the thing about the Switch is I can probably leave the Switch right in the living room and not have to worry about hooking it up to my TV up here. And there may be some stuff on there that my wife would enjoy.
I think there's a chance for sure. Now with VR, she's going to put it on one time and be like, "Oh, that's cool," and then never touch it again.
It's not going to be her gig. It's probably going to make her sick, to be honest.
Right.
Like
so, but this is tough because they're both really good. Like I don't have anything against PSVR. I just want people to understand. It's like it's an add-on.
Yeah, it's not a system.
Right. Just like you don't use, I don't know, it's hard to think of like other add-ons, but just your Move controllers, you remember back to those, or Kinect, like it's not something you use all the time.
Rock Band.
Yeah.
The Rock Band set.
Every time I got out of Rock Band, I'm like, this is great. But most of the time I didn't get it out.
Right.
That's how VR, like everyone I know that has VR, because there's 4 or 5 people I know now that have VR, they all tell me the same thing when I bring it up. Oh, God, I love it. I need to get back into that.
Right.
Every time.
Because they just don't.
Yeah, and it's not a process. It takes me about 60 seconds to get my VR hooked up. It's not like a long, drawn-out thing. My Move controllers are on 2 chargers. They're always ready to go. Headset's in a case, unplug it. I keep my wires still hooked up, so I plug those wires in, I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a process. It's just like, I think the idea of it, you're like, I got to do this, and I only like to play VR for a couple hours at a time. So then I'm going to have to unhook it, and I clean it every time. So I clean the headpiece, I clean the eyes. You know, I'm the only one using it, but I clean it really good. I don't want it to get funky.
Right. And stink.
Yeah. But with the Switch, I think you're going to like, I've got 5 minutes to play, I've got 10 minutes to play. It's a pick-up, put-down system that you can also throw on the TV.
What's nice about it, too, is I could sit there and play a game on the couch while my wife's watching something I don't want to watch on Netflix or Hulu.
100%. Now, I will say with either one of these, though, there's cost associated after the fact.
Well, yeah. I mean, I understand.
Not just games, like just accessories. There's some things you have to get for both of them. Like if you don't have Move controllers and a camera, you have to get them.
Right.
You need 2 Move controllers. And, you know, all the bundles have cameras now, so that wouldn't be an issue. And then I got, you know, the aim controller was cool. It's not necessary. I did need to get a little map for the floor so I could figure out where the fuck I was standing at. Because I get a little mixed up while I'm playing. That was only a couple bucks, and
the Switch comes down to carrying cases, SD cards.
You got to get a screen protector. ASAP.
You don't have to.
Yeah, people still have issues putting it in and out of the dock, scratching it. I think you have to.
Oh, do they? Okay.
I think you have to. If I only bought one thing for my Switch, it'd be a screen protector. But I bought a tempered glass 2-pack for like $8 or $9 off Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of cost there. And I think if you do any amount of playing with it docked, you're going to need a Pro controller. Because playing with the Joy-Cons and the grip is not... If you get one, you're going to go, it's not bad. I actually like the way it feels. You do, until you feel a Pro controller. And you're like, I really like the way this feels. I really don't care for how that grip feels now. But at the very least, you need something to put it in when you're not playing. Unless you're going to keep it docked all the time and never take it with you out of the house. And a screen protector. Memory card, you can wait. I still haven't got a memory card for mine yet. But there's going to be some cost associated with either one.
Oh yeah, that's.
And with VR, you're going to have some titles already,
right,
that work with it. Whereas with Switch, you're not going to have anything. So, but you could pick up like the Mario Odyssey bundle and have a game.
Right.
I think you would use both. I think you would use the Switch more.
I think that's actually what I was thinking, but I wanted an outside opinion on it.
So hard to say, man. They're so like apples and oranges.
Well, the thing is look at this. I have very limited room here in my room.
Yeah, that's another factor. Can you get about 6 feet away from your TV and have?
I would have to move this chair all the way back. That would put me right at 6 feet. But I've got like 2 feet on either side to move.
So you don't need to move. So as long as you can get 6 feet away, everything you play is relatively stationary.
It's going to be really tight, though.
Yeah.
It's going to involve moving furniture.
Yeah, and you've got to have that space every time. So now you've got to hook the thing up, but you also got to move furniture every time.
Right. So I think Switch is the way to go.
But yeah, I mean the VR is great too.
I think
it's like
Switch
picking kids right there.
I think Switch is the way to go.
But I do think you'll use the Switch more than the VR. But I think every time you use the VR, you're like, this thing's awesome.
Right.
Because everybody I know and myself, every time I put it on, like I got in Farpoint, like was it 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, this is great, so good. Got in VR Worlds, did the shark thing again. I'm like, this is great.
I was watching. I was looking at the store this week, and there was one game in particular. I was like, God damn, I'd love to try that.
Which one was it?
I can't remember now.
Yeah, big VR sale going on right now.
But it was. You were hunting robots or something.
I don't know. It sounds like
it's almost like a Blade Runner type thing. I think it was.
I scooped up Psychonauts, the Rhombus of Ruin. Hadn't played that yet. Hear good things about that. And I picked up Pinball FX VR.
Oh,
and I'm excited.
I don't know how that's going to work.
I hope I'm just standing above the table and I have free roam to look wherever I want. That'll be like I'm there.
Like a real pinball machine?
Yeah, that'll be cool. Now if they only had an attachment that I held that was two buttons on each side, a button on each side. But yeah, I'm excited about that. So I picked those up. There's the big VR sale going. By the time you hear this, it'll be over. There's also a flash sale going right now. Which
yes, there is.
Didn't see anything.
Nothing that really...
that I needed.
Yeah.
So the first story is... It's got some issues, golf story, but it's great. So, do what you think is right on that. But if you're thinking I'm going to play it, then don't hesitate to play it. But maybe wait for that patch. Like don't wait to buy it, but maybe wait to play it. Because if that patch is just something they can easily correct for the future, then I think you're going to have a blast with it. I don't know what it's going to do for me though. I'm nervous. But I'm not going to start again until I know it's fixed. So either way, I'm going to let it cool down. And I picked up Stardew for the Switch, so I'm just going to jump into that instead. I've got so much on my... I've been playing through Snake Pass. I played a lot of that last week, so I'm still working through it. Sonic Mania, I played a little bit of. Rabbids, I played a little bit of. I mean, I still have a ton going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like my back catalog's slowly piling up on there, but Stardew's calling my name. But I know it's a black hole. Once I get in it, that's all I'll play.
All right. Yeah, did you get it digitally or?
Yeah, it's only digital right now.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I want a physical, and it'll probably eventually come out, but I just didn't want to wait. So yeah, story number 1. Story number 2, Cuphead. It sold 1 million copies.
Not
Pretty
bad.
good for a game like that.
For an indie game like that?
Yeah, I don't like how I said that. It was very pretentious.
Yeah, it was.
It's a fine game.
It's a lot for a game like that.
It's a game like any other, so I don't know why I said it that way.
Because I'm snooty and I'm too busy sipping
I mean, it's not
tea.
AAA title. Yeah. So Cuphead sold 1 million copies.
Game like that.
Studio MDHR announced that Cuphead has gone platinum. And they did not tell you the breakdown of how the sales were. It is on Xbox and PC right now.
Yes.
So... hats off to those guys. They made a fucking incredible game. Watch my stream. Watch me fail miserably. YouTube.com/Gamestitch. And I'm going to play that game some more, and I may even stream it some more. I loved it. Loved it. We're going to get real Xboxy here. Something we don't usually do.
We usually do the PlayStation, but it's been a good Xbox week. So
sometimes we get real Nintendo-y. We don't usually get real Xboxy.
We don't, but we are this week.
Mm-hmm.
So... Phil Spencer doesn't like exclusive DLC. Go ahead, Ryan.
I don't disagree with this.
I don't either, but it's kind of shady in the context of when he's saying it.
But here's the beauty of Phil Spencer. I like Phil Spencer a lot.
I do too. He's a good dude.
Phil Spencer understands how ironic this comment is.
Yeah, he gets it. So that's he definitely gets points for that.
So this all came out at the Brazil game show. He was speaking to GameSpot. And he basically says he does not like the idea of publishers or console makers, first party, paying for DLC that's exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And that it segregates the audience, and also it's a lot of money that,
could be going somewhere else.
Right. He does. Obviously, they've done it in the past. They used to do it with Call of Duty. There's a lot of examples of them doing this. But my favorite part of this, I'm not going to read his whole quote, but I do like at the end here. He says, I know I say that in Xbox history, DLC exclusive windows with Call of Duty, I understand the fingers are pointed back to Xbox. I can only be who I am. I'm not the best PR answer. Or it's not the best PR answer. He knows it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
He knows everyone else at Xbox is going to be like, hey, Phil, you shouldn't have said that.
Right. He knows it's going to say, hey, this makes
care.
us money, though. This is how we make money. But
yeah.
Sometimes I feel like Phil's not so much about the money. He's about, what's the best experience we can give to the people who buy our product.
I do believe Phil has gamers in mind.
Yep.
I do also believe that makes a business sort of hard to run.
It can.
The thing about Andrew House is I don't think Andrew House gave two shits about you, which allowed Andrew House to make business decisions. And I think I love Phil Spencer. I really do. But I think it's a different style that sometimes puts Microsoft a little behind. But I think it's okay. I
can see that.
I love that he came out and said, this feels kind of gross to me. I don't care for it.
Yeah, it's shady and a little gross.
Now,
good on you, Phil.
Microsoft does like paying for exclusive games, timed exclusives.
Yes.
He's not saying I don't want to pay to get exclusives. He's saying I don't like DLC exclusives. I don't like that you get this gun if you play on Xbox, or you get this car if you play on PS4. He doesn't like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the idea of. I'm sure if with Psyonix Microsoft didn't pay to have exclusive cars. Sony didn't pay to have exclusive cars. They all have their own cars.
Yep.
I'm sure he's fine with that. But the idea of paying to have exclusives.
For it.
Oh, you want this special gun in Call of Duty? Got to play on PS4. Oh, you want this skin? Got to play on PS4.
Like what was it?
Destiny was big that way.
Didn't Xbox just get some of the PS4 only stuff that you could originally get only on the PS4, like when Destiny 2 came out?
Probably. And they did it with the first Destiny. Xbox used to have Call of Duty locked up. Now PlayStation does. And maybe that's a shift of Phil Spencer really not wanting to pay for it. Maybe Phil says this because companies don't offer it to him the same way. I don't know.
Right.
And I don't really care. I just like that he came out and said, I don't really like this as a person.
Yeah.
It's not a good answer for Microsoft or for anybody else. I don't really like it, though. Because that's the kind of guy Phil is. Phil also shows up wearing a T-shirt, hanging out.
Yeah,
seems like a normal dude. Seems like a dude you want to hang out with.
You could sit at a restaurant. You could sit in a Taco Bell and just talk to him over lunch.
Mm-hmm. Also, sometimes I sense a little frustration out of Phil, and I think it's because he's trying to do the right thing for
the rest
consumer.
Of the executives don't want him to.
I don't even know if it's that or it's like maybe
the system doesn't allow him to.
Yeah, I wonder. So recently, Microsoft reached a deal with Bluehole for PUBG,
right?
Bringing PlayerUnknown's Battleground to Xbox One, and he even says during this conversation that everyone keeps asking, "When's it coming to PS4?" It's probably frustrating as someone who is just trying to get the game on his platform. And his quote is, people ask when it's coming to PlayStation. I've got a deal working with Bluehole to build the very best version of PUBG. That's where I'm focused right now. I get it. That's probably frustrating because he probably doesn't give a shit.
Right.
It's coming to PlayStation when it comes to PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right now, I'm trying to get it to be good on Xbox One.
Right. That's my goal because that's who I work for. I don't
work at Sony, right?
I almost don't care if it never comes.
Right. Actually, that would be okay. Because right now we're making it for Xbox, and we spent money to get it going, and they're probably giving Bluehole a ton of support to get this game running.
Yeah, but that's kind of the downside to the exclusivity deals like that is. Mm-hmm. It becomes not about the exclusive you scored. It becomes about when does your competitor, how well did you beat your competitor? When are they getting it so that we can gauge how much of a winner you really are? Mm-hmm. Instead of just hey, cool, it's coming to you guys first. That's awesome, good win. It's always oh yeah, but is it is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 3 months? Are you really a winner here, or did you just pay to get it first? Or it's like, shut the fuck up and play games.
Mm-hmm. Now I'll tell you, maybe the biggest wrinkle in all of this for everyone is Fortnite. Fortnite is sort of messing everything up right now.
Yeah.
I remember after E3, everyone talking about getting PUBG on Xbox. Now all I hear is those same people saying they're playing Battle Royale. And that they're pretty good with Battle Royale. Like, they're pretty happy with it.
Yeah. Overall, it seems to be... I've even read different articles about people who have gone away from PUBG to play Battle Royale because...
Yeah.
They think it's a better game.
They've got to get cosmetics going. I would love to see maybe a second map.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff like that. But I played it last night again. We played duos. We played squads. It's really good.
It is good.
Every game is different. It works like it's supposed to. It is very clearly somebody played some PUBG and worked off of that. I mean, that is what it is. I don't know what'll shake out with the lawsuit and everything like that. Don't care.
I do still think it's different enough, though.
It is different. It's when we played last night. Almost every time we got down to the final circle, there were people building like giant skyscraper and sniper towers, and I mean the shit gets real at the end. And but I think it's definitely thrown a wrinkle in everything. Microsoft paid money to have PUBG, but it's like people already can play Fortnite over there.
I think Fortnite threw a wrinkle in everything just because it was in development for so long, and no one expected... I don't think anyone expected it to do what it did.
I talk a lot of shit about games that get stuck in early access.
Yeah.
It allowed Fortnite to come out and be a very polished product.
Yeah.
And that they continue to update almost daily.
Offer that experience that it promised.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't short shrift on what it said it was going to do or what it said it was going to be.
The original Fortnite, like Fortnite proper, is not this Battle Royale mode.
No.
And it's really good too.
Right.
We've talked about it a lot on this podcast. It's not... Battle Royale is a secondary mode. And you can still feel the love and attention they've given it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Like last night, we made it to I think there was four people left. We were playing duos. I was dead. Matt was still alive. So, obviously, there's a team of two.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can see two guys together. And there's two solos because I'm dead.
Right.
And there's four people. So, Matt's hiding in a bush. One of my favorite things to do in that game is hide in a bush. Bush game is strong in that. Because if you wiggle in there just right, you totally disappear in a bush.
Yeah.
You've seen it. It's good. So we're in there. He's hiding in a bush. He was like, he pushed forward on these two guys that were in like a little sniper perch that they built. Their final circle, very tiny.
Yeah.
He moves in on them. They shoot him and kill him. And he drops all his stuff. Well, then there's three people left. Well, as they jump down from the sniper tower to go get all the stuff he dropped, the third guy, the lone wolf, in a bush right beside him.
Oh.
They jump down. They run right by him. He pops out, downs one guy. The other guy turns around, downs him. He wins.
Oh, awesome.
They had a better location. They had more supplies. They had probably a better plan. They had power in numbers, and that guy beat them.
Yep.
Like, that's what's so great about Battle Royale. And it's the same thing that's great about PUBG. Now, I think PUBG does a better job making you that nervous feeling.
Yeah, but I don't think Fortnite's supposed to.
No, I don't think so either. Like, I was creeping around last night, and I hit a tire, and it launched me up out of the roof where everybody could see me. Like, that's what Fortnite is. It's kind of whimsical and kind of goofy, and
yeah,
it's, I don't know. It is something different. It is similar, but I think it's definitely thrown a wrench in all of this PUBG stuff.
Yeah, I do
on
too.
consoles, not on PC, but on consoles.
No, it's still good on PC. But I know people that are on PC that were considering buying PUBG and instead have gone with the Battle Royale.
And it's free.
It's free.
It's hard to not try something that's free and then be like, oh, I see the hook here. I'm going to keep playing it.
Right.
I can't wait for cosmetics to show up either. Custom characters.
Customization and all that, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's going to be glorious.
Because you're going to play against those people who wear like the brightest, most obnoxious thing ever, who are great, and it's going to piss you off.
Yeah, it's one of the most...
He can wear that because he could kill me every time I see him.
Customization is one of my favorite things in a game.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to do it. They're going to have llamas, I think, exclusively for Battle Royale llamas. They give you just cosmetic stuff. Skins for guns, skins for your character, different parachutes, or gliders, excuse me. And
they're gliders, that's right.
Yeah, not parachutes. Other games use parachute. We use gliders. Totally different. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what shakes out with PUBG when it finally does come out. I hope it runs great. I want everything to run great on every system it comes out on, which is not the case for FIFA on Switch.
That's what I heard.
Look at some pretty bad reviews there. Haven't played it. Not
I heard it's like half the game, like half a game.
That's what I've heard too. That it doesn't run. That it runs half as well.
Yeah,
that's my understanding.
And it's only got half of the content.
Yeah, half a game that runs half as well. That's how they should market it for the same price.
It's a fucking deal.
Let's stick with the Xbox news. Crossplay.
This is a mess.
Big old Phil Spencer says it may never happen.
No.
And I know that we're just kicking up an old story here. We've talked about this before when everything came out. But they asked him again, and I thought this was kind of interesting. He says, we talk to Sony all the time.
That's the important part.
Right.
They're constantly bugging them to do this.
Mm-hmm. And Psyonix has come out and said that we talked about it on this podcast.
Yeah.
They talk to Sony almost every week about it.
Yep.
He says, we talk to Sony all the time. With Minecraft on PlayStation, we have to be one of the biggest games on their platform in terms of sales and gameplay. Same with Nintendo. The relationship with Nintendo on this front has been strong. They've been great supporters, and we continue to collaborate with them. But I think Sony's view is different. They should talk about what their view is.
Oh, he just called out Sony.
Right. But I think that last part and the first part are what you need here. They talk to them all the time, and Sony needs to explain
why they won't. They really need to explain. Don't talk about security because everyone knows that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It is bullshit.
Tell the consumers why you won't do this.
Right. He goes on to say he has a real struggle making comments about their motivations or timelines when talking about Sony, which I also appreciate about him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read the quote, but he does go on to say there's a certain mindset that thinks, oh, my friend is playing this on, let's say, PlayStation. I can't because I have an Xbox. I'll go buy a PlayStation.
I think we're past that, though.
Well, he says that those people will still go buy a PlayStation or an Xbox or whatever it is. Those people will still go do that.
I think that's true.
But the people who just want to play a game here and there with their friends should be able to.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing is you're going to find very few people are going to buy crossplay with one of their friends on another system for just one game. They're going to want to do them all. Eventually, it's going to build up to the purchase of the other opposite console, whether it be Xbox, Switch, PS4. You can only play one game with your friend so long before your friend decides he wants to play something else, and you can't do it. That game doesn't. Crossplay is not going to come to everything. Eventually, it's building up, but it's almost like setting a foundation for purchasing the competitor's console.
I agree, but I want to be crystal clear on this. I still believe this is a much easier statement for Microsoft to make from way behind than for Sony.
Mm-hmm.
There is no real benefit for Sony to do this other than making the consumer happy.
What about Nintendo, though? I mean, Nintendo's out of the... granted, they're a little behind, but they're out of the gate hot.
Has to win this generation. I don't mean beat the others. I mean they have to win for them.
They have to.
Yeah, they have to do what they always do. They're so resilient, and they have done everything for the consumer, while also making business decisions. Where I feel like Sony makes business decisions, and I feel like Microsoft makes consumer decisions. Nintendo has forced themselves right in the middle of that. And okay, people want to play with people. There's not enough Switches out there. How do we make them play with more people? And Microsoft says, hey, we can do that. They're like, sure. We need a good relationship with everybody right now. Third parties coming to Switch. The Switch is getting indies that other consoles aren't. I mean, the Switch is doing a lot of things right. Microsoft doing a lot of things right. Sony's doing a lot of things right. It's just, I would say, the other end of the consumer friendly. But also they're in a position where they don't have to be. And I don't fault them for that either. Microsoft, I didn't feel like was very consumer friendly on the last generation. They didn't need to be. They were fucking printing money.
Maybe.
The Wii wasn't consumer friendly at all. Didn't have to be. They were fucking crushing it. But, they came out, they failed with the Wii U, whatever that statement's worth. And now they're trying to make decisions that fit both of those, and I think they're doing it. I don't know.
Fair enough. I'm pretty much in agreement with you. I just wondered what your take on it was.
I wonder what will happen with crossplay. I'm interested to see if it matters. There are games, everyone knows how much Rocket League I play. Rocket League has the benefit of a huge, huge base. But there are games that don't. Like VR needs to figure out how to work with the Vive and with the Rift.
Yeah, you've said that.
Spark is on sale right now. I really want Spark. Like, really, really want Spark. What if it doesn't have a player base? It's online.
And I heard Vive is coming out with a standalone system for like $200.
Oculus.
Oculus,
yeah. Standalone doesn't need anything else, just the headset. Like, these games, PlayStation is the least powerful VR. Therefore, everything will work. All the PSVR games will work on these two other platforms. They got to get those games over. They got to get these communities playing together because I want people to play with. I would buy Spark right now if somebody could guarantee me there's a community I can go play with for the next 6 months to a year. I don't know.
But nobody can.
I don't know. I can't even find people talking about it. It's got 78 reviews. It's still 5 stars. Obviously, it's good. Are those 78 people the only people that bought it, though? I don't know. So it scares me. I don't know. They got to open it up. Even if they don't open it up at all, they got to open it up on some games. Open it up on Rocket League. Psyonix has got it working. You can fucking play. Psyonix has got like Rocket League working with mobile phones. Like, they got it working with everything. They're testing out party systems to let you cross party. Like, just open it up. Open Minecraft up. Minecraft is massive. Microsoft's right. It's probably one of the biggest games on your console. Open it up. It's our game anyways. You think we can't see the data from it? Open it up. Just let it happen. Stop being dicks. But, I mean, if you don't want to... I get it. If you don't want to, like, Grand Theft Auto play together, I get it. You don't have to. But if you're going to pick and choose, do that. Don't do nothing.
Yeah, well, I think what you do is you leave that burden on the developer. Give them the tools they need to make it crossplay, and go, here, if you want to do it. And then make the developer spend the money. Not only that, but then you shift the blame. It's not the console. It's not Sony's fault anymore. It's not Microsoft's fault anymore. It's Rockstar's or whoever.
Yeah. That's the odd thing about some of these. With Minecraft, Microsoft's like, we've done all the work. It's like, we just need your blessing.
Yeah, all you got to do is say okay.
Thing. Before they even talk to anybody, they got it working. It was good to go. No problem. Fortnite, when they had their accident, with air quotes around it.
Air quotes.
When they had their accident and everybody was playing together. Like, it's super doable on most games. Fortnite, go fucking bananas if it was crossplay.
Oh my god!
I understand why you keep PC out, maybe whatever. Not to toot their horn, but the way Psyonix handled Rocket League is perfect. You can turn PC off. We don't play with PC.
Yes, you can.
It's a fucking toggle. Yes or no. That's beautiful. They're there if you want them. But just on the regular, we're playing with, PlayStation and PC if you want. If you don't, it's not. You don't worry about it. Switch is going to come out with a version of Minecraft or with Rocket League that's not going to be as good because the Switch is not as powerful. But you're going to be able to play with PC and Xbox One. So it has a built-in base.
Right.
A huge audience. I don't know. This is weird. It's not really news because we're right where we were, but Sony needs to... He's right. They need to explain it. Because he doesn't have to explain it, and they do.
Right. I mean, just say it. Just tell people. It's people just want to know.
They same thing with backwards compatibility. They kept saying, "Oh, we don't think people use it." Just say you're not going to do it. Say that you have no plans now or ever to do it. Stop asking. That way, people can. But you won't like. Sony says we continue to look into crossplay. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, that's what they.
Because there's nothing to look into. It works.
Well, like.
What they should say is, hey, assholes, we're not going to do it now or ever. Go buy Gran Turismo.
Oh, we might do it later when we're not winning anymore.
We're not going to do
whatever. Say that. That's fine. Just don't fucking lie to people. That's the part people don't like. Don't fucking lie.
You're not looking into it. Okay, next story. Weird story. Square Enix announces Monster Energy Motocross game for Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. What is Square doing right now? Somebody at Square was like, Final Fantasy is making us a lot of money, but I'm thinking motocross is our next step. I think.
Right.
What the fuck is
going on? About to kill somebody.
About to kill him on the podcast. Or do. Big ratings. Dan's going to murder somebody. I'm going to pick up with this story. So, Square Enix announces Monster Energy Motocross game. They've already announced Gravel, off-road racer, for early next year, but ahead of the Monster Energy Cup 2017, they've announced a licensed motocross game. So it's going to be developed by the same studio behind Gravel. It features real-world motocross stadiums, bikes, and athletes from the 2017 Monster Energy AMA Supercross. Players will be able to play in two classes, 250 SX and 450 SX, and choose from a roster of notable motocross racers, including some people I've never heard of. In addition to that, Supercross features a career mode, extensive customization options that allow players to tweak both their racers and bikes. Players can also use the game's track editor to create and share their own custom motocross courses with others online. It's got a trailer. It looks cool. It's just, I don't know. For some reason, it's weird coming from Square to me. Because when I think Square, I think anything but motocross racing. But if you're interested, it'll launch on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, early February 13.
Yeah, accidental.
Not early. February 13th, 2018. I added a word there. No date on Switch. Maybe the headline's a typo. I don't know.
From Monster Energy Supercross?
Switch, so. But it says up top it's coming to Switch, so I don't know if it's really coming or if it's just coming at a different time or...
Yeah, Monster Energy.
Yeah, it's got real world racers like some people I've never heard of. I'll skip those names. Did you murder somebody?
The
dog's still barking, so I'm gonna go with no.
At least it's outside now.
Because she's still barking.
Yeah, it's about the only one I like anyway. So.
Next story, mostly on here for you.
Yeah, mass exodus is going on over at BioWare. Mike Laidlaw, BioWare veteran who worked on Jade Empire, Mass Effect, and also served as a creative director for the Dragon Age franchise. He's left the company after 14 years. In a statement posted on Twitter, Laidlaw said that it's with a mix of emotions that I'm announcing my time with BioWare has ended. After 14 years and a chance to work on all those great games, it's time for me to move on. Regarding Dragon Age specifically, he said that he has every confidence in the world that we've created together. What we've created together is in good hands, and he's excited for the road ahead. really give any plans on what he's doing, what's next for him, other than planning to spend some time reconnecting with all the amazing games and worlds that my peers have created. He also added that he plans to stream himself playing these games on Twitch and reconnect with fans on Twitter.
In my mind, I picture an office building fully engulfed with flames and him standing up going, I'm going to go with his box. Like, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
I mean, you got Casey Hudson.
I'm curious. Yeah, I know.
But
I like Casey. I'm wondering if the BioWare EA are finally starting to butt heads to a point where it's causing some serious problems.
It's probably not a fun place to be right now. You know, that
probably not.
I would say BioWare has had the benefit of making a lot of really well-received games. They probably have not felt pressure in a long time like they feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, we know from just, being involved in the industry and doing this podcast for so long, you don't get to make a lot of games that aren't well-received. A lot of times, two in a row will end you. So,
which means Anthem has got to deliver.
If it's not good or if it's not well received, that's probably it. They probably dissolve BioWare, and those people go to some other studios, and some people leave altogether, and that's it. It's gone. No more. And I think there's probably a lot of pressure with that. And if your baby, your bread and butter is Dragon Age, and they tell you, hey, we're going to see how Anthem does before we do anything with Dragon Age, it might be a good time to get a box and say, hey, thanks for everything, guys.
I think I got to go stream.
Yeah, when your option is, I think I'm just going to stream, it's probably not good where you're at. Because I don't know if most people don't make any money streaming. So when your option is, hey, I'm a guy most people have never heard of at BioWare, and I'm just going to go stream. I'm just going to try out the Twitch game and see what that's about. Yeah.
Play some games. Stream some games.
A lot of good games out there. I think I'm just going to go play those. You guys can watch. If not, that's cool too. But yeah, interesting over there. I don't know. Obviously, Anthem will happen. Well, yeah,
Anthem's going to happen at this point, but I think it's do or die. This is either a good game or it's the last game that BioWare ever makes. In the incarnation we know BioWare now.
Now, if Anthem comes out and doesn't succeed and they end up closing, I still believe that Andromeda will be to blame from the media perspective. They won't blame Anthem. Because Anthem was something new that they tried and it did or didn't work. But if BioWare does not turn this around, the fall of BioWare will be Andromeda.
Placed on Andromeda.
Yeah, I don't
Fairly or
know.
Unfairly.
It wouldn't be fair for me to say I haven't played it, but that's where the blame, I think, will land. Either way. Let's recap the news. Golf Story, great but broken. Hurt my heart a little bit.
Tiny bug.
Right.
First thing in the Google search.
Cuphead sold a lot of copies for the kind of game it is.
Yeah. Snooty.
Xbox
snooty
does not like paid DLC exclusives or Sony right now. Because they won't play in the same sandbox. Square Enix is making a motocross game for some reason. And BioWare is on fire.
Named after Monster.
People would rather stream on Twitch than work there. Just to recap where we've gone in the last 40 minutes. For anybody who nodded off. Interesting week in news.
That's what we bring to the table. It is. It was an interesting week of news. It was oddly nothing groundbreaking about any games or consoles, but almost groundbreaking for some insight into the inner workings.
There was like 150 of these stories that are like, you won't believe what Phil Spencer said. And I just picked a couple of them. He also said that a lot of people aren't going to buy the Xbox One X and that the S will still be their main system. But I don't know that that's a story.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Yep. A lot of people don't buy the loaded version of the car either.
Right. The only reason that that's a story is because you're probably not supposed to say that.
Well, I think Sony said that too. Like the Pro is a Pro model. Like it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
They said it pre-ordered better than expected. Like it's not going to be their main system though. They still expect the S to outsell it. And maybe you have to say those things so that the media is like, "Oh my God, the X is failing. The S is still selling crazy."
Right.
You know, maybe I don't know why you feel the need to say that, but that story was everywhere that I looked. It's like Phil Spencer says the Xbox One X won't sell well, and it's like, is that what he said?
That's not what you always get that fucking clickbait bullshit. The fucking twist the shit around.
Remember her? You won't believe what she looks like now. I guess I will. Right.
And then
that's not even her at all. Right? Yeah.
And then it's like something for diet pills that you add to your beer or something.
He cleaned his ears, and what he saw in the Q-tip will blow your mind. Oh, now I got to see that. It's a picture of a centipede, and when you open it up, it's like nothing. It has nothing to do with that.
Right.
He didn't see any earwax because whatever vitamins he's taking cuts that away.
Look what Channing Tatum did to this guy. And then it's something for fat loss.
I love clickbaity stuff.
Some fat loss.
A lot of times they're real. Like it's a real story. It's still the clickbait line, and you have to scroll through the fucking pictures, the gallery. Yeah. Like one of 18. You got to keep scrolling. Every one of them is just full of like fucking nasty like ads and malware just popping everywhere. Right.
Every time. All of a sudden, something comes up and says, "Congratulations,
your computer's
spin
fucked."
the wheel.
And
right.
I saw a lot of clickbaity things that were like, Phil Spencer says he doesn't expect the Xbox One to perform well, and I'm like, really? I didn't get that at all out of what he said. He just said it's not going to be their main SKU, which makes sense.
Main system.
It wouldn't be. They sell more base model Camrys than they do loaded Camrys. That's how that works.
Yes.
The other ones are expensive, and not everybody needs them. Just like these other versions. I would go out and say that most things don't run as well on the Pro PS4. The games that take advantage of it really take advantage of it, and I would say the majority of games are not optimized for it. So
right, I've read stuff about that.
A lot of games have had issues with the Pro.
Certain...
So there was a lot of stories like that, and then I read this motocross story. I'm like, I'm definitely not going to put that on the news. And then I usually go to several websites to pull news, and I scroll back from the start to the beginning of the week and work my way through up to current, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And after I finished that on 5 sites, I was like, I'm gonna put that motocross story on there. I'm gonna do that Square Enix motocross story because I can't find anything, and also I think that's weird, and I might play it.
It's weird.
I'm a sucker for a good motocross. I'm a sucker for a lot of games. Like I don't like hunting, but there's a Cabela's game right now. It's like $4. I'm thinking about getting it.
I think Jeremy McGrath was the last motocross game I played.
MX versus ATV. I played all of those. I got balls deep up in those, like backflipping over trains and stuff. They were like Tony Hawk on a 4-wheeler or dirt bike. Yeah, they were out of control. I love those. All right, it's time for my favorite segment, Gone But Not Forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past. We dust off an old friend. We tell you all about it. Hopefully you can watch it on YouTube. Maybe you have it and you can play it. This week it's Dan's turn.
It is. And oddly enough, I had this picked out before... Shit. You have to tell me if I've done this one before.
So I'll just make a wager after you say it.
Okay. It actually ties into the news this week, and it was completely on accident. I had this game picked out before. But this week's Gone But Not Forgotten is the 2005 action role-playing game developed by BioWare and published by Microsoft Game Studios, known as Jade Empire.
I think you've done this one before.
You think I've done it before?
About it. I'm going to look on the list that we have. It could be after the list, though.
Okay. Essentially, Jade Empire is set in like 16th century China. You are a student of your master. You are learning, and he gets kidnapped. And your goal through the whole game is to save him. If you're familiar with BioWare games, then you know that you have a squad, you have light and dark choices. Those choices have consequences. You have love interests. Played up all of that. This came in between Mass Effect and KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. So it is almost like a gradual step to what Mass Effect would become. Because while it has this typical RPG element, it's not turn-based. Once you get into combat, it is completely real-time. You have magic you can choose from. You have focus, mana, combat techniques. All can be learned. All can be upgraded. Really cool game. It's got your typical BioWare twists. It is available. If you're a fan of BioWare, if you're familiar with what I'm talking about with KOTOR, Mass Effect, Baldur's Gate, any of them, if you're familiar with what they do, particularly if you enjoy that time frame, I would say check out Jade Empire. And what's really cool is that it is available on both iOS and Android. So you can actually get this on your phone or tablet if you'd like to. So this week's Gone But Not Forgotten is Jade Empire.
If you did it, you did it after the list was updated. Yeah.
Well, I didn't do it then.
So that's probably a good. Now you did do Alpha Protocol. I did see that one.
Oh yeah.
Now, fun fact: when we worked at GameStop, you wanted the back tattoo from Jade Empire. You talked about it. You wanted that back piece.
Yes.
And you used to always pull the cover out and talk about it.
Yep.
So that's a.
That's super.
Yeah, it is a cool. It is cool. That's just a deep cut for anybody there. That's way back. Pre-podcast where you were just like, I need that back tat.
Yeah, I probably don't need it now.
Are you past
I'm
that?
Probably past that.
You're past the Jade Empire tattoo?
If there was one I was going to... I think I'm just past tattoos in general.
Most people with tattoos, they're a time and place. There are people who get them all the way through, but most people get it in their, I would say, 20s to 30s. And then you're like, yeah, I'm just going to pay rent instead. Like,
Maybe
I like to get a new lawnmower.
You know.
Like there's a hedge trimmer I really got my eye on. Like things just change as you get a little older and your priorities shift.
Ooh, look at that vacuum cleaner.
That's 24 volt.
Have that.
Wouldn't mind bringing that home. Things work like that. Yeah, I used to look at crazy like, I want this car, I want that car, I'd love to buy this. Yeah,
just stupid dumb stuff to buy.
Like a Roomba. Like I really want a Roomba. Right. It vacuums while I'm gone. Perfect. It gets right up against the baseboards. That's awesome.
My big thing is, do I need the range extender, the Wi-Fi range extender, or don't I?
Yeah, I buy a lot of video games and stuff like that, but I just don't. I don't want like I used to. For the same kind of things, I mean. Yeah.
For the same type of things.
You start to appreciate the little things a little more as you go up in age. Everything used to have to be extreme.
Yeah, like I remember, when I collected comic books, I was like, I would just buy bundles. And I would like throw out what I already had or was junky or didn't want. And now my wife like sends me, stuff on like Craigslist or some buy and sell page, and it's like comic books. And I'm like,
I'm good. Right.
There's no Green Arrow. I'm only getting the Green Arrow stuff that I want. I'm not getting just random comic books anymore and digging through them. Now my time has become money at this point, and can't afford me.
Yeah, it's just weird how that changes. I mean, there's still stuff I want. Don't get me wrong. There's still things I like. Ooh,
Oh yeah. No, I understand completely.
At the same time, like I just don't. Right, Dan's got a toy right now for people who can't see.
It's not a toy. It's an action figure.
He's got an Andromeda, the Death of BioWare action figure.
Scott, right?
And
oh my God,
there's still things I want, but it things change a lot. to where now I'm like, I like the smart home stuff, the intelligent home stuff, and I don't know. I like being at home, and I like.
Well, I think, like for me, the things I want just to want, I don't want with the same fervor that I did.
Well, I think most things that people want now, when you get older, speaking at least for me, I want things that improve my life. Back then, I just wanted things. I really didn't get as far as to think if it would improve or hurt my life. I just wanted it. Now, I'm like, how much easier does that make every day for me? Because really, I'm trying to get that to a point where I'm just Jello people in Wally. Like, if it takes me closer to that point, that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's like yesterday. I had to do I was building a workbench out of some old pallets that I had. So I need my circular saw. So I go to get my circular saw. I can't find my circular saw. I'm like, where the fuck's my circular saw? What happened? But oddly enough, I'm assuming for some reason I'm looking around for it, and I pull out this DeWalt corded drill driver. I'm like, I don't have one of these. Why is this in my drawer? So I'm thinking what someone did is and I can't even tell you who, but it's obviously either my family or someone from my wife's family. But I think they needed a circular saw and thought they'd trade the DeWalt thing and just not say anything because they figured I was getting the better end of the deal anyway. Because the circular saw was just like a skill saw.
Circular saw to do this workbench. So it didn't matter if they left a gold bar. It's not what you needed right then.
So I had to go buy one yesterday. Luckily, I have a Harbor Freight 6 miles
scooped up some disposable tools.
So
I love Harbor Freight.
Yeah,
I'm like, how are you so cheap?
Do I.
And then I use it. I'm like, oh, that's how. Almost everything.
Some stuff I don't know. This saw doesn't feel too bad. It's a Chicago.
Yeah, my stepdad's got a pressure washer from there, and it's pretty good.
Well, here's the thing I tell people at Harbor Freight. All right, if you're a mechanic and that's what you do for a daily job, don't get your stuff at Harbor
nothing
Freight.
Says like you pull into a nice garage and he's got all his Harbor Freight tools. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to check somewhere else.
But if you build something once or twice a year, or do oil changes, maybe some brakes,
perfect,
a couple times a year, go to Harbor Freight till you're fucking.
All my one-time tools come from Harbor Freight, where I'm like, ooh, I need this. I need it right now for this one thing I'm doing. That's where I go. And then I've kind of got a pretty decent collection of stuff that came from there just over time. But you're right. If you're a high end, you probably don't want to.
No, stick with the Mac.
You don't want to go to a computer shop and he whips out his e-machine. He's like, let me take a look at yours. You're like, no, I'm good.
Exactly.
They don't even make those anymore. You asshole.
No. I was just going to ask you.
Are those ones that came in the cow box
anymore, do they?
Or were those Dales?
With the yes.
They're one of them. Remember those cow boxes used to be everywhere.
E-machines by Dell.
Oh,
I think Dell made the E-machine for Walmart.
They were the affordable desktop. They were everywhere.
Yeah, for $179, you knew you weren't getting shit for that.
Computer, what a deal! What a deal! They're basically giving them away. All right, you can follow me on social media at Podcast Ryan. Easy to remember. Also easy to keep up with my tweets.
It is.
Not many of them out there.
Yes.
You can follow Dan at Shirtless Dan.
No,
he does tweet. Yeah.
More than Ryan.
Less than people who use social media every day. You can follow us together at @game_stitch. You should do that so you can see the picture of Dan that we retweeted. And also so that you know when we go live on YouTube. We be streaming for you folks, and if you don't know when we're doing it, it's hard to see.
We do try to give you a heads up, but sometimes it's only 4 or 5 hours. Sometimes it's
4 or 5
3
minutes. We don't know. But the important thing is we're making streams happen. We've done 3 in October already. We promised you 1. We've done 3. I think we did 3 or 4 last month. So we're just rolling along.
I think so too.
And we're keeping the train going. So the important thing here is that we're showing a little consistency. So how about you fucking watch a stream? YouTube.com/Gamestitch. Subscribe, hit that little notification bell, and it'll let you know every time we go live. And as proof, I'll let everybody know when I got the email in the last stream that we were doing.
You did, yes.
Check that out. And if you can't be there for it, watch it after the fact. Send us an email, podcast@Gamestitch.com, or tweet at us. Let us know what you thought. What kind of games you'd like us to play. If you want us to play more of something. We're pretty flexible.
Yes.
We probably won't go buy a game just specifically to stream, but if we have it, I think we can probably make that happen.
Yeah, I only buy games that I want to play.
With the exception of...
And then I might stream them.
Yeah, I'd say that's true for me. There's a few things I buy thinking this would be fun to stream or to play with somebody else. But I still want it.
Yeah.
Like Cuphead was that way. Like I really wanted Cuphead, but I thought this would be a fun game to stream. But also I really wanted Cuphead. So I'd say it's a mixture for me. But I'm not going to buy something specifically to stream. But if I have it, even if it's an old game and you want to see it, I really want to stream Flame in the Flood.
Well, no,
I just got to get a time.
Stopping you?
Time is stopping me. I also have outside yard work to do before we get our light dusting of snow. So,
right,
got to get that buttoned up.
Right.
Right.
Shout outs.
Yeah, shout outs.
We don't have one from Garrett. You want to give Garrett one?
I don't have one for Garrett either. I'm just going to say, Garrett, we miss you. We haven't got to interact in a little while. Reach out to us. Let us know how everything's going. And let's play some games.
He did send us a question
in
this
a couple
week.
weeks.
He sent us a question on... I haven't seen him on
he's
much.
got life going right now.
Actually.
Yeah.
Well, yes, don't we all? Yeah,
so
I get it. I totally understand. So did I. That's why I wasn't on much. But no, he asked us, he wanted to know who... Well, he asked a few people, but he wanted to know who would win in a fight. Thor and Hulk versus Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
I'm going to go Aquaman and Wonder Woman.
I did too. And here's what I said. Here's what I said to him. I said, look, here's the thing. I said, Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Hands down, one word for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sharks.
Aquaman, my mind immediately went to Dolphins and Lassos.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Riding them. Like
yeah, Dolphins and Lassos. Yeah. I think they win.
That should be on the side of a van.
It probably is somewhere. That probably is on the side of a van somewhere. Because this beautiful country that we live in. Yeah.
Airbrushed on the side of a van. I gotta go get a van now. I also like to note that Hoffman Show said... yeah,
we can always count on Hoff Show to come through with the wrong answer. Thanks. Just kidding. Just kidding. If you think Green and a Hammer beats Dolphins and Lassos, that's fine. It doesn't, but that's fine.
Or Sharks.
So we miss you, Garrett. Hit us up. We need to spend some times together. Now you have a shout out for Thomas?
Yes, Thomas has a shout out. Thomas's shout out is, whether it's food or just a different type of game, be sure to try new things. Hashtag Fishing Planet still sucks.
Okay, here's the 2 parts here. You should try new things. Fishing Planet does still suck. But there's something oddly calming about Fishing Planet. It's kind of alright. It's hard as fuck. And not in a fun way, but there's something calming when you actually are fishing. Does he have another shout out? We're not sure what we did.
No.
Okay.
We did
so we're good.
No, I checked.
So we're good.
We did the other one last week.
Okay.
I got this.
Social media manager Dan. He's on it. If you have shout outs, remember all you have to do is support us at the $10 tier over at patreon.com/Gamestitch. And that'll get you a shout out. If you don't supply us one, we'll supply one for you. Because that's what we do here. We give you a voice or we are your voice. Either one. You can also support us at any tier over there and get access to our monthly newsletter with some inside behind-the-scenes stuff, some personalized shout-outs, and just some general going-ons over there. So check that out. Patreon.com/Gamestitch. This podcast will always be free, and I'll always post Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world. So if you can't support us financially, you could just listen to us. We're totally cool with that. You can tell your friends about us.
True that.
I still like the idea of telling strangers about us.
Strangers.
Someone you've never
favorite.
even seen before. Walk up to them, passive aggressive walk, and just tell them. Official Gamestitch Podcast, available on iTunes Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, and then walk off. It might make more sense if you tailor it to your time zone, so they're not trying to do the math in their head. But either way, just tell them and walk off. And then go home and rate us on iTunes 5 stars. Tell us greatest podcast ever. Or you just ruined your pants listening to an episode, whatever,
rock.
you know.
You guys rock. Speaking of pantsless.
You don't have pants on? That's weird.
I'm not wearing any.
You haven't stood up this time, so I don't know. That's not true. You left the room to go murder somebody. Yeah, you had pants on.
I have pants on.
You're not pantless, Dan.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just shirtless.
You can get away being shirtless. You can't get away on the street with a nice collared shirt on and no pants.
It's true.
A nice button up but no pants.
True.
No boxers, nothing.
Yep.
Yeah,
like
just bare ass though. You can't get away with that.
You can't even get away with it if it's underwear.
Pair of tidy whities and a nice button up and a tie. You can't walk around like that.
No, not unless
Would
you're
police stop
Breaking
you?
Bad. Undoubtedly.
Why?
Because you're in your undies. It's
doesn't seem right to me. Could I walk down the street in a Speedo? In a button up? Is it
different. No, probably not. I don't know if you could.
Could I play?
I mean, you could, but police are probably still going to ask you what's going on. However, a Speedo does have a different connotation.
Could I play hopscotch?
Than your
Could I play
tidy
hopscotch
whities.
wearing a Speedo right outside of an elementary school? That's not fair either. Wow, I'm not doing anything wrong.
I'm going to go with no. You're not. It's true.
It also, geographically, the region you're in matters. If you're next to a beach and you're walking around in a Speedo or a bikini, you're fine.
Right. It will depend on
if you're in the
your
middle of
general
like Chicago in a bikini, someone might be like, "What are you doing?" But I still feel like that's more acceptable than a dude in a Speedo. Like that dude's creeping hard.
It is. But it's a society thing. It's not necessarily a law. I think
legally
thing.
you can pop a Speedo on and go to Walgreens.
Legally, you probably could.
Yeah, you put on a tank.
You would have to have a shirt on. Because no shirt, no shoes.
And that doesn't specify pants either. So you put on a nice tank, a pair of flip-flops, and a Speedo. Maybe a visor because you're enjoying the heat.
People are going to look at you.
Everybody.
And say things about you. Be prepared for that. Just because there's not a law against it doesn't mean there aren't consequences.
Which if you want to put a Speedo on and go to the Red Box, you can.
Yes.
Or if you want to get in your badass airbrushed van with your finest banana hammock on, you can. No one's going to stop you, I don't think.
You just have to make sure it's color coordinated to the van.
With Dolphins and Lassos. Maybe get a matching scene spray painted on the ass of them.
I guarantee you there's some purple and silver in there.
I hope so. There's definitely some aqua, some blue.
And some of that, I was just going to say that blue. That
gotta be.
Like foam of the waves blue. It's like a whitish blue.
I think that's going to do it. I think so. I think it's a complete podcast. Put a stamp of approval on it. Felt better than a Friday. Yeah.
Sunday.
Brunch. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Real aggressive ending here. I just want to go out nice and calm.
You shouldn't have started talking bullshit.
I'm just saying you can't go to a restaurant and get brunch on a Thursday. This has been episode 248 of these that we've done. And we hope you enjoyed it as much as all of the rest. Or at least as much as last week's. Maybe even more than last week's. We hope to get better every week. I know sometimes that doesn't happen. But we fucking try. And that's what's important here.
That's right. You always give your best effort. That's what you get.
They can't hit a home run every time you come up to bat. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
Worst comes to worst, we get a participation
we're getting ribbons either
trophy.
way.
Damn it.
248. Thanks for trying, ribbons. This has been episode 248. Have a good night.
Good night.